Hi, my name is Brian O'Neill. I'm Director of Golf Instruction here at the Boyne Golf Academy. Today we're located on the private teaching tee right here at Boyne Highlands, where we use this area for training, teaching, private lessons, group lessons, and everything. Today we're going to be focusing on how do you train a junior for the National Drive, Chip, and Putt competition, which will be held each year prior to the Masters at Augusta National, which is a pretty cool experience for a junior to get to that point. So you have to go through 3 qualifiers to get to that point, and in your age group, 1 kid from each region will make it to Augusta National and the Masters. This is one of my students and one of our junior elite players of the Boyne Golf Academy, PJ Maybank, right here from northern Michigan. He has just recently qualified to go to the 2015 Masters and go ahead and compete in the national finals of the drive, chip, and putt competition. So what I want to do is show you how we trained this junior to get to that point successfully, so that you can utilize the Boyne Golf Academy or your instructors at your facility to go ahead and train. I'm going to go through each section. We'll start with driving. So in the driving portion, we're utilizing technology with TrackMan. With TrackMan, we can track obviously club head speed, we can track attack angle and path, all ingredients to hitting the golf ball further and straighter. The key here in the driving portion of the drive, chip, and putt is not only distance, but its accuracy. The grid that they will compete in is 40 yards wide, which is 120 feet, 3 feet to a yard. TrackMan gives us not only how far our students and like PJ hit these, but it'll also give us how far right or left or inside the grid as it relates to accuracy. So what we set up with PJ is we took, instead of a 40-yard grid, which is what he competes in, we actually created a 20-yard grid, making it much narrower and tighter. Utilizing TrackMan, we worked on the ingredients to hitting it further and straighter, but practicing in a grid that's only half the size of what he will compete in gives him confidence. Once he gets to the site, he looks at the grid and it looks huge, giving him confidence he can go ahead and swing away. So accuracy and distance are critical there. Utilizing TrackMan, we have the advantage over other students. So the next segment here as part of the drive, chip, and putt competition is chipping. And some of the training methods that we use I will go over and cover. But the idea here is there's also a grid now on the chipping green. And there's circles with different point values as you go. The closer obviously your ball ends up to the hole, the more points you will have. So again, we wanted to really narrow PJ's focus as he's looking at his intended target. We focused on the 20-point circle, which is a 1-foot circle around the hole itself. Okay, you get points for 3 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet, and so on. But we want to really narrow the focus of our athletes here as we prepare them for this competition. So you can see up by the hole, I have a circle diameter of about 1 foot around the entire hole itself. So as PJ is working on his chip shot here, he's trying to get a good feel of distance control. The length of the chip varies from site to site, as well as chipping out of fairway or rough. Here we're just chipping out of fairway height grass. But with the practice facility here at Boyne Golf Academy, we have lots of different areas in the short game area to train these young players at different distances and different lies and situations. So it's fantastic. So in this scenario, what we've noticed with juniors a lot is overactive lower body. Okay, the knees and feet get a little jumpy. Also, their alignment suffers on occasion. So what I've done is create just a little about 2.5 foot PVC pipe with a bungee cord, and we strap it around just above his knees there. That simply gives him a little more awareness of what his lower body and legs are doing. Nice shot there, there's 20 points. But it also gives them a little more awareness of alignment. So those things together, we create a nice little training environment for our junior elite players that are trying to qualify for the drive, chip, and putt portion. The other aid that we use on occasion is an impact ball, just to keep his hands and wrists a little quiet. He's used this many times, so he'll adapt to that. So this just keeps things a little more stable, creating a little better contact and impact position for our students as they train. Okay, now we're focusing on the putting portion of the drive, chip, and putt. And what we have set up here is the 6-foot putt. He'll be putting from 3 different locations: 6 feet, 15 feet, and 30 feet. Again, there's a point grid of how close you get your golf ball to stop by the hole, and there's points for making the putt as well. So this is the first one. This is the 6-footer. This is one that we have an opportunity to gain more points and gain a little head start on the competition, the other competitors. So we try to be a little more precise here on this particular putt, this 6-footer. You can see we've snapped a chalk line down on the green itself, and then I've added tees, which are gates. So PJ and I call this drill Main Street. Okay, so the tees are light posts going right down the center of Main Street. So his goal here is to walk the golf ball down the red line, and he'll continue this as part of our training process for a good 20 to 30 minutes on the 6-footer. He'll get feedback whether his putter face is open or closed at the moment of impact and getting the ball to start down the intended line. Obviously, part of this is controlling your speed, so we don't want the ball to be going so fast that it goes outside the 1-foot circle, but we do want the accuracy of the face of the putter, getting the ball to go where we want it. So again, PJ would spend quite a bit of time on this 6-footer. This is the one that you actually would expect to make. Okay, good job, PJ. And that's where you can gain a little advantage on the other competitors on the 6-footer first. So now here we are in the second portion of the putting part of the competition. The putt gets a little bit longer, goes to 15 feet. The goal here, again, is there's going to be a grid of circles. You can see the circle I have around the hole is 20-point circle. It's 1 foot in diameter around the hole. If you make it, you get 25 points. So as he's working on feel and distance control, he's trying to get his golf ball to stop inside the circle. With repetitive, practice on this in different scenarios of downhill, uphill, he'll gain a little better sense of how hard he needs to hit the putt and how smooth the stroke needs to be as he goes. This is the 15-footer. Again, we're narrowing the focus on the 1-foot circle instead of focusing on the bigger ones. This will narrow his focus as well and create an environment where we get a little better speed control. There's a good putt there. So in his mind, he's trying to die the ball inside that big circle. Okay, so not just the small cup so much as it was so precise with the 6-footer. Here we're imagining the bigger cup, which is the 1-foot circle. He's trying to get the ball to stop inside that. From the 15-footer, we'll move out to a 30-foot putt and do the same thing. In closing, the drive, chip, and putt competition is something that has been a fantastic addition that the PGA of America has partnered up with the members at Augusta National and the Masters, giving kids PJ's age an opportunity to go compete on the grounds that some of the greatest golfers in the history have played on. It's a really neat experience. I think the popularity of the event will only increase, and programs that the Boyne Golf Academy will put together will focus on training kids to prepare for the qualifiers, to give them the same opportunity that young PJ Maybank of Sheboygan, Michigan has had and is going to have here in April of 2015. Watch this young man's career, enjoy the drive, chip, and putt, and we'll hopefully have a crowning champion here at the end of the Masters. Thank you.